Hi guys, this is Salim once again. Welcome to my channel. Hope you are all doing great, guys. Today in this video, we are going to see about architecture services of an application, guys. We know daily we are going to use a number of applications, right? So each and every application is developed in its own unique way. So there is a blueprint for every application, guys. So actually, an application is divided into three categories. One is presentation layer, the second is business layer, and the third is data access layer. Presentation layer is nothing but UI. Business layer is nothing but where all the functional requirements are gathered together so that it will be get connected to each and every module of an application. And the third is data access layer, which will helpful to connectivity of data, or whatever the data we enter through UI, it will be just pass to the server and to and fro uh, throughout the application. So this is actually the blueprint of an application that each and every organization follows before it is going to be developed. And similarly, there are also services, guys, which are helpful for the application to their functional, I mean, in order to work the application precisely. So the three services like monolithic, service oriented architecture and microservices. So these three are the services, guys, that are provided to every application. uh, I mean, it is not compulsory that three are going to be provided. So any one of these three, the application is interdependent, guys. So it might be monolithic service architecture of an application, or it might be service oriented architecture of an application, or it might be microservices oriented I mean microservices architecture of an application. So let's just have a brief intro regarding these three, guys. So monolithic, here you can see monolithic is nothing but a single unit. So the application which is developed using this monolithic architecture services, guys, it's very easy to develop, guys. Actually, if someone want to develop application using monolithic, so they can be easily developed. So because monolithic follows top to bottom approach, like it will go step by step. Like if the step one is finished, then it will go to step two, and so on till it reaches to its end, guys. So this is the way how actually monolithic is follows. Now, if I want to tell you in a brief way, let's take an example, guys. We all use Google Pay, right? So how we are going to use the Google Pay, guys? So suppose if you want to send a money to a sender or a receiver, so what we are going to do, we are going to search the contact of a person to whom we are going to send the money. Now, after selecting the contact of a person, then we are going to enter the amount we want to send. Next, we are going to click the send button. After clicking send button, we will be get an authentication page where we are going to enter our credentials. Then the amount will be get debited from our account, and then it will be credited to the receiver's account. Right, this is the flow actually it is going to happen. Let's say suppose the Google Pay application is developed using monolithic approach. Now what will happen is it will first, I mean, it will, as I said, it will go through a step by step, right? So which means we are going to search the contact person firstly, then we are going to enter the amount, then we are going to click the send, then we are going to enter OTP, I mean authentication, then the money will going to be debited. This is the flow that is going to be happen. Now, monolithic is actually tightly coupled because monolithic, each and every module is going to be interlinked with each other, or it is dependent to each other. If I mean if something is happened at some point of time, then it has to be come to the initial position, then again the application will starts working from the first step. So this is actually a disadvantage in monolithic. Now let's say in our scenario, suppose if I want to send 1,000 rupees to a person, but um, by mistakenly I have typed 500 rupees, okay, amount. Now I have entered into the authentication step, but suddenly I got remember that I need to send 1,000 rupees. Now what we are going to do basically, we'll press back button, and then we'll come back to the its previous step where we are going to enter the amount. Now in monolithic approach, what will happen is it won't come to the previous step. Directly it will jump into the initial step. So which means you have to start again from the selecting the contact person, and again the entire process you need to do. So which is a very time lapse, and this is because everything is tightly coupled and interlinked to each other. So monolithic approach has a disadvantage of this type. Now let's come to service-oriented architecture. In service-oriented architecture, every functional component of an application is independent, guys. So they will be a function on their own, but they are going to connect to the same DB. So same DB in the sense, let's take the scenario of our Google Pay. So sometimes we might see messages like um, the amount is debited from our account even though we are not sent it to the receiver account, right? It might be happened due to the connectivity issues or I mean we are going to think like that, but actually what happens if that application follows SOA, then since every module of application is going to be connected to the single database, so there might be some delay, so because it has to be get update, right? So if one module of an application gives request to a DB, then it should be update. Then again, it can be able to access the another module of an application. So if there is a scenario like both two modules of an application gives the request to update the data, then it might be happens like the amount is going to be debited without our confirmation or without entering. So all these type of things are going to be happen. So this is an disadvantage in SOA. Here it is even though it is loosely coupled in each and every component of an application or module of an application, so there is a disadvantage in service oriented architecture. Now microservices, guys. So this is we can say it is a fine filtered one, because nowadays every organization is using microservices architecture for the applications, but there are organizations still going through monolithic, guys, because monolithic approach is very simple and very easy to build, because it just follows a sequence of steps, that's it. Whereas microservices, here each and every component is going to be act as a single ideal, guys, uh, which means every component or every model of an application has its own DB or servers. So there should be no connectivity between each and every module of an application. So entire application is like divided into some chunks or segments. So every segment and every chunk has its own DB. So there won't be any delay, anything, but the application will be in a very smooth way. So it will runs in a very smoother way, guys. So if you want to see the application how these services are going to be coordinated, so this is the diagram. So you can see here like a UI and the business logic, as I said. So every application follows three, that is uh, I mean you presentation layer and business layer and then data access layer. So this is how actually the workflow of an application will be look like, and these are the services like monolithic and SOA and then microservices. So for every service, the application architecture diagram it differs. So the first one is for the monolithic service, and the second is service oriented, and third is microservices, guys. So if I want to say in a very clear way, so uh, let's yeah, guys, as I said, in monolithic everything is going to be in a stepwise, right? So step one it will be complete, and then it moves to step two, and then and so on till step n, where the actual output is going to be predicted. Similarly in the service oriented architecture, as I said, every module of an application will be acted on its own, but all the modules of an application are going to be connected to one server or one DB, where the data, I mean, update, retrieval, all the CRUD operations are going to be happened here. And in microservices, everything is ideal. I mean, everything is isolated to each other, having their own DBs or servers, so there won't be any delay or the problems whatever I said while we are using GPS. So this is actually the difference between monolithic SOA and microservices, guys. So in the market, still the monolithic approach is going on because of its simplicity of developing code. It's not like that others are not having any importance, but monolithic has its own way of platform. So yeah, monolithic, like as I said, still they are using. So some startups for developing applications, some banks which are still running on monolithic approach, and microservices like large scale systems and multiple skill teams. So all these are categorizations of each and every services, like how they are going to be I mean organized, or how they are going to be controlled. So if you can see in the microservices, since as I said everything is isolated, so there is no connectivity. So here you can see client heavy apps and fast growing and rapidly changing apps, high latency background tasks. So using microservices, these are the benefits we are going to see. Like we can use the high end applications without any delay. So all these are going to be happen with these services, guys. So this is all, guys. I mean, how an application is going to be dependent on services, or the every application having its own architecture, guys. So it all depends upon the development team how they want to build, or else depends upon the criteria. Yeah. So hope so you got a little bit information regarding this architecture services. So please do like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe, guys. Thank